A minibus bombing in Iraq kills 9.
And a high-profile Kansas doctor is shot.
And in sports, Federer wins his first French Open. All this and more coming up on Skills USA News. Good morning, Kansas City, and welcome to Skills USA News. I'm Melissa Lagarde.
And I'm Caitlin Keller.
At least 9 people have been killed and 24 wounded in a bombing on a minibus in Baghdad, Iraq. Despite a decline in violence, several recent high-profile bombings have raised concerns about the readiness of Iraq forces to take their own security as the June 30th deadline for the U.S. to withdraw troops from the urban areas is quickly approaching.
Abortion providers say that threats of slayings are anticipated from a man accused in the murder of a high-profile Kansas abortion doctor. Currently, Scott Roeder is being held at Sedgwick County Jail on charges of first-degree murder and aggravated assault in the shooting death of Dr. George Chiller last week in Wichita.
It was unclear whether Roeder knew of any impending violence or was simply just seeking publicity for the cause. In other news, a U.S. Navy team is flying to Brazil today with high-tech underwater listening devices to help search for the black box from Air France Flight 447. The Navy device can detect emergency beacons to a depth of 20,000 feet. The French jet mysteriously crashed last week with 228 people on board. So far, French and Brazilian military ships have recovered 17 bodies and a large amount of plane wreckage.
Well, personally, I'm afraid of flying.
I'm not really afraid of flying, but I'm afraid of the takeoff.
Well, speaking of planes, federal authorities say they've discovered a stowaway who arrived at Dulles International Airport in Chantilly, Virginia, in a cargo hold of a flight from Ethiopia.
Ground personnel at Dulles International Airport were pulling baggage from Ethiopian Airlines Flight 500 when they noticed an arm sticking out. The stowaway was an Ethiopian man who was exhausted and dehydrated. He was taken to Reston Hospital Center and is now being held at a federal detention center.
The man has been charged with being a stowaway and will be deported, but is not a security threat.
At least 5 tornadoes touched down in Colorado on Sunday. Although there were no immediate reports of serious injuries, damage included overturned benches, cars, and a gas leak at the Southlands Mall, which was forced to close. The National Weather Service said the tornadoes that damaged the mall touched down just before 2 p.m., was on the ground for about 30 minutes, covering an 8 to 10 mile path.
With his first French Open title, Roger Federer is making his mark in the world of tennis. He completed a career Grand Slam, something only 5 other men have done. The young Swiss superstar caught a big break in Paris and made the most of it by sweeping surprise finalist Robin Soderling on Sunday, further strengthening the argument that he is well on his way to becoming the best tennis player in the world. That's all the news for now. Tune into future editions of Skills USA News. I'm Caitlin Keller.
And I'm Melissa Lagarde. Have a nice day.